Ew. I need to clean my I exercise. I gotta finish my stretching. I wanted to come here today because, as you can tell, I've been out all day, and thanks to my red cream, my skin is red. So I've been putting creams and stuff on it. I should put that burn cream on. I'm gonna do that when I get out the shower. Anyway, me and my child were out today, and we get off the bus, and we go see the fountain and the bean. So before we go see the fountain, there was a whole fucking caravan with U.S. flags saying that China is the reason why this virus is about. God bless America. And unbeknownst to me, or I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, I walk up to the car and I am fucking baffled because what do I see? I see a Chinese person in each car. I'm dumbfounded because I was not expecting these people to be Chinese. I was expecting white people. But then I thought about it and realized 80% of the good old boys, or whatever the fuck you want to call these bastards, excuse my language, 80% of their donations come from the Chinese community. I was about to chuck my fucking coldest water bottle at one of the cars. Now I realized, fingerprints. So I flipped them all off. And I called them Nazis. Ladies and gentlemen, have you motherfuckers not learned anything from World War II? Why am I not surprised? Why do you think, as an Asian, somebody of Asian descent, that it is okay to support white supremacy? Do you know that these white supremacists don't like you either? Is that not fucking relevant to you? Is that not obvious? They call you slurs. Now, I'm not going to say the slurs that they call you, because people can go and look up, what do they call Asian Americans? What are derogatory terms for Asian Americans? There are so many, and I've heard one of my great aunts call somebody of Asian descent a derogatory term, but she also denounced her indigenousness. So, I mean, it made sense to me, because her father, I believe, was a part of the boarding schools, and he hated him. Anyway, there's no excuse at all. And I'm like, I was kind of dumbfounded because I wanted the ancestors to fucking wreck all of their cars at once, right there on Michigan Avenue, for everybody to see. This is baffling. It's very, very baffling, and it's worrisome. Because why do you hate yourself so much that you would call it the Chinese virus and you're Chinese? Question mark, explanation point. I'm very baffled and I'm very speechless. You know, and that goes for anybody who supports this shit. You know, black, brown, indigenous. I'm very baffled that my own people would even remotely support the great massa. It's like, you don't think racism exists? Yeah, you don't think racism exists until you get pulled over, my guy. So I wanted to come here and kind of like let everybody know, if you see some stuff like that, just flip them off. You know, call them Nazis. I really, really, really went into my my territorial. This is my damn land. Get the fuck off of it. You're on Turtle Island. You're on indigenous land. You don't belong here. First and foremost, it's sad. Like, white supremacy. What? Like, you don't belong here. This is not your plan. This is not your land at all. At all. And I really wanted to go into my Viking. Like, my dad has Viking ancestry. And I went there. Like, my primal instinct was to hop on the car and start busting windows out. And then for some odd reason, the indigenous ancestors of the land were like, no bitch, not today. You are not going to jail. You are not going to prison. You are not going to the psych ward right now. And I need to get my nails redone, but oh well. Every time, the weirdest stuff always happens to me. It doesn't happen to me every day. It just happens like maybe once a month for the past few months, for the past year maybe. Like, it's so freaking weird that the weirdest things happen to me. And my first instinct was not to grab my phone. Like, it wasn't like I should have grabbed my phone and recorded their license plates. But if I'm out and about later on in the week or whatever, I'm definitely gonna pull out my phone and record all their license plates and post it here. Because, hi, hello, you need to know who your neighbors are. You know, I'm finding out that 80% of the funding, donations to, matter of fact, the group is called the Proud Boys. 80% of their donations came from the Chinese community, which is fucking baffling because, hi, hello, did you not learn anything in history class? World War II, when the Japanese supported Nazi Germany? I mean, hi, how are you? Did you not learn anything from that? This is why I've decolonized myself, and I'm continuing to decolonize other people and give other people tools and information. If they want to learn it, fine, that's great. I decolonized somebody else. I'm learning to decolonize my child's set of thinking because, history for them has been very whitewashed. He knows nothing about anything. And I gave him a book, and my child was like, can I keep this book? It was Black People Invented Everything, or something like that. It's on Amazon. This is my nose hurt. So he's like, Mom, I didn't know that, reinvented all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, there's some things that are in there about indigenous people as well. I haven't gotten to read it, but I'm going to get another one because it was really cheap. But I was just like, how fucking dare you, as a Chinese person, be okay with this? How dare you? How dare you? I was so baffled by it. It was like, who are you? Like, where? I was like, where? I was just so... And it takes a lot for me to be like, huh? What? Are you... This can't be real. This cannot be real. And then I'm like... As I think about it, I'm like, Candace Owens. There are Latinos who support this. The leader of the Proud Boys, who was also a snitch, was a black Latino. There have been Asians being caught online, being recorded, saying some very derogatory things to young black people, just recording videos and stuff, and for YouTube and stuff. It's really baffling. And then you got one guy who's Asian. He's like, he throws up like the West Coast W, is like, yells out white power and shit. I'm like, my guy, you're not even white, bro. Like, I mean, where do they do that shit at? I know it looks like I'm wrong, but I put oil with my hair today because my scalp was a mess. Anyway, I just had to come here. Also, these are my nails. Pretty, aren't they? So anyway, I'm just very baffled by it, and I'm like, all I wanted to do was grab one of them and like kick their teeth in. I'm like, how dare you, to your own people, G, your own people? How do you say, how do you even live? How do you not get karma every day? How do you wake up? How are you even here on this planet? Like, the ancestors of this land should have snatched you broads up. And I say broads, men, women, whatever. Like, it bothers me. Like, the fuck? And I'm like, I'm just so like, and then you're yelling at people, and then the whole, everybody wants to title, well, not everybody, some people want to title the anti-hate bill as anti or anti-hate for Asians. I don't know, AAIP. And I'm like, you want us to rock with you, but it's looking kind of sus that all of a sudden you want black and brown and indigenous people to ride with you, but where are your faces at in our struggles? It's crazy, And there's some people, I'm not going to say who, but, there's some YouTubers who are like, it kind of looks like you all are being paid like this is like a sketch. Like, there's actors doing this now. And it's kind of like, conspiracy theory 101 maybe? I don't know. I'm like, but your own people, bro. And one of them was an old Chinese woman. And I'm like, bruh, are you serious right now? Who are you? Who are you? Do you really? Newsflash, I am part white, part European American. I'm not going to get into details what European countries, because there's too many. They don't like me either. Do you know how many times I've been called the N-word? Somebody thought I was an Arabic person and called me the sand N-word. Somebody's called me a camel jockey. Somebody's called me a Muslim whore. Somebody's called me a whole bunch of other things that you would call Latinos and indigenous people. So, newsflash, even though from a distance I may pass as a white person, it is very evident that I am not 100% white. And it very well is very obvious, especially around white people. Newsflash, honey, they don't like you either. Did you not know that? Were you the last to know? You're about as dumb as this one guy that I met who was also Mexican. And he told me, he said, oh, what did you do? You got real ghetto, didn't you? I'm like, but what does that even mean? What does that mean? Like, please explain it. He got really flustered and upset. And I was like, you look crazy right now because you're Mexican calling somebody ghetto. My guy, we're like the ghettoest people in the world besides white people. Like, white folks call us ghetto all day, every day. And ratchet and all that. And I'm like, why do you hate yourself so much? And he's like, oh, and it's just like all over the place. And I'm like, but why? Like, why do you think this way? His parents damn sure didn't teach him any of this. And he's like, well, I hate my parents for making me Mexican. That's what he told me. He said he hates his parents for making him Mexican. In what world? What dimension? What galaxy? You sound crazy and stupid at the same time. I looked at him like, really? Like, so you wish you were not Mexican and you hate your parents for making you Mexican. I was like, were you bullied in high school as a child? Were you the only Mexican kid in school? And I hit a nerve. And he just got upset, threw a little temper tantrum, and stormed out. And I'm like, well, there goes the neighborhood. He just moved in. Ugh. He's one of those guys. Anyway, there were so many angry people downtown. Well, not many. There were a few. There was a cop with a thin blue line t-shirt on. I'm like, ooh, so scary. My God. I will fuck you up. And who else? There's another white dude with a 1776 shirt. I'm like, oh, so terrifying. I am so scared. Girl, I carry, okay? Don't fuck with me. You will get fucked up in every way, shape, and form. And then there was a white dude that I noticed. He had a spider tattoo on his elbow. Anytime you see a white person with a spider web tattoo, matter of fact, on his elbow, that is a neo-Nazi symbol. There were just white people looking at me and my child like, and I'm like, ugh, ugh. Why? Because I'm something else? You big old man. Like, eat a bag of dick. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Bye, you guys. Peace.